Hey everybody, welcome to a very special edition of Omnibros Live on a Wednesday night, like in the old days. Geo here from A Week in Geekdom, and I am joined by the awesome Comics Guy 101. Lou, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's been a while since we've gone live on a Wednesday.
It has. It kind of feels like coming home a little bit. I think originally the shows were Wednesdays, right? They were
Yep.
strictly just 1 week, 1 day a week, and on a Wednesday.
It was once a week, and then we split it up to Wednesdays and Thursdays, I think, or something like that. And then we came up with the idea of a Monday show, and we moved the Wednesday show to Sundays for almost 3 years.
I think it was, I believe it was Gabe that was really pushing for 3 shows a week. I think he was the one that actually initially wanted to do different shows to split it up.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. New show. Who dis? What we're gonna do from now on? We're gonna answer questions. We're gonna talk comic books, movies, games, whatever is in the entertainment spectrum of the day. I got a bunch of news ready for today's stream while we answer questions from you lovely people. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining in. That is really cool. I got to give a shout out to PS Viewer for cursing us with the butt cherry curse. That is really awesome of you. Thank you. That's a gag from 2 weeks ago, but it's still going strong. I love some butt cherry. Thank you, everybody. It'll make sense if you go back 2 weeks and watch the Monday show, but whatever. Today we're gonna have some fun and talk some movie talk and comics and all that stuff. Lou, you have no idea what we're gonna talk about, so I'm gonna lay it on there. I'm gonna show you all the news items. I'm gonna share all the articles, and we can go back and forth and see what we think, because there's some pretty interesting stuff happening.
Sounds good.
But first and foremost, since we are talking comics, of course, this is a comic-centric channel, you gotta visit our sponsor. That's InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra percent to that. If you order $50 or more in your order, well, you get free shipping. So essentially, collected editions wise, this is where you got to go. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, manga, hardcovers, whatever it may be, collected editions wise, you got to check out InStockTrades.com, our wonderful sponsor. God bless.
Hey now. Venom Spawn, thank you so much for subscribing to our channels, man. I saw the comment you posted earlier. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and also, you guys want to sign up for the Patreon. I got a little fancy schmancy graphic here. Lou, why don't you tell the fine people about the Patreon?
Absolutely. So the Patreon, we're doing it one Saturday a month. Gabe and I might eventually consider doing it twice a month. It just so happens that this Saturday we will have an exclusive Patreon episode. So what that is, excuse me while I clear my throat. For $5 a month, you get to join us in kind of like a chat that you and I have going on right now, Gio, on a live stream. The only difference is you're actually in the live stream with Gabe and I, and we just kind of shoot the shit for about 2 hours, hour and a half. And you could ask us any questions. It's unfiltered. A lot more unfiltered, so we can talk all about Omar and how we secretly dislike him. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love Omar. We love him. But yeah, it's unfiltered. It's something you don't get on this channel because we kind of PG-13 it up, I guess, a little bit down in this channel, simply because we have the sponsor and we're trying to be a little bit more professional. For $5 a month, you could do that. You could join us, and for $1 a month, you get the audio of that. So Gabe is really good about posting it. So it supports us. It helps Gabe and I specifically because we're the ones that do it. So we're the ones that get the cut of it. And we really appreciate it. Plus, you get to chat one-on-one with us. It's going to be this Saturday at 8 o'clock. And it's not too late to join. It's in the description.
There you go.
Thanks, man.
Good old Swampy approves of your Patreon shenanigans. That's awesome. Lots of cool people in the chat. Flo Mofo, Lou with a new mic too, getting professional around here. That's right, baby. That's how we roll. 2021. Venom Spawn, just subscribe to your channel, Lou. Already a subscriber of yours, Mr. Geo. Thank you so much, Venom Spawn. I appreciate it for subbing and all that. Aaron, uh, Butt Cherry Gang. Yeah, I love it. Fargate, What If episodes. Have you been watching What If?
I am admittingly behind. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I think I'm with you on this, where I am not caring for the series too much. I think every episode of the 2 episodes that I've seen, I didn't really care for the first one. I don't
Yeah.
think they did enough to justify the What If title. They did a few things with Agent Carter, and especially how it ended. I was like, oh, cool. So this is kind of how Kevin Feige has said this is canon. Like these episodes are considered canon. It's just in the multiverse.
Hmm.
So are we getting Agent Carter in the MCU as a superpowered silver? So we'll have to wait and see. I like the second episode a bit more than the first episode, mostly
Second
because
episode was awesome. I loved it.
mostly because I think the voice acting was a lot better.
Yep.
That was Michael Rooker, right? Michael Rooker
Yeah.
is actually voicing Yondu in the show. Yeah. So the voice acting was a lot better. It seemed like the actors that they actually tried a little bit more than the first episode to get the voice acting down. And plus, you got Chadwick Boseman's final performance. I think he's in another episode coming up.
He's a recurring character in the series, so I think
Okay.
he filmed more, a couple more, like two, maybe two episodes, something like that.
Right. Yeah. I love it's the animation. I'll be honest with you.
Thank you.
It's the animation. It doesn't do it
Thank
for
you.
me. It's a bit too stiff. And maybe it's because you and I are kind of anime guys. We watch anime. You far more than I do.
Yeah.
Um but I'm used to the animation being a lot smoother, especially in the DC projects. And I get they're going for a certain style, but it is a bit too choppy for my taste.
Yeah, if this was back in like 10 years ago, I would be like, oh, it's cool. I dig it. But now, when everybody's just putting out amazing work, this is kind of lazy in some areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the voice acting was awesome. And mild spoilers, I love that they got Josh Brolin back for the show.
Oh,
I
I love that. That
I
was
was not
cool.
I was not expecting that. I'm like, oh, okay, I dig this. Kind of,
See,
yeah,
I think they played it a little bit too safe with that first episode. With the second episode, they really went all out with the concept of what if. It
yeah,
wasn't just, oh, Chadwick Boseman is Star Lord. It's no, Chadwick Boseman. Wow. T'Challa is Star
for sure.
Lord.
Yeah,
It's T'Challa is Star Lord, and this is the ramifications of all of it. He's actually really competent. They actually know who Star Lord is. They do the whole bit where who and is actually like, no, people know who Star Lord is. He's got a
yeah.
better relationship with Yondu, and I'm not going to ruin it, but that moment where that character shows up, I was, huh, okay, I'm in for this. This is actually pretty cool.
I haven't seen episodes 3 or 4 because the fourth one came out today. So maybe next week, if you're up for it. If not, I can cover it. I'm gonna try and watch the 2 episodes. I actually tried watching episode 3 today, and I was just busy with other stuff and couldn't finish it. So that's why I'm not giving my review on it. But I do want to cover the series because it's.
Hmm.
I like that it's a Marvel show and it's animation, and that's right up my wheelhouse because I'm a big animation fan as a whole.
Right.
But next week you'll get a proper review for episodes 3, 4, and 5. Everybody.
I episode 3 is the what if all the Avengers died.
Yeah. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes?
Right. And because the internet being the internet, I actually ended up seeing what the reason was behind it. That they died, why they died, and I was like, huh, that's actually a really creative idea. So I'll check it out.
There's a sting, or there's a final cameo at the end that the certain people on the internet got really triggered by. I find it hilarious. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
Of the new episode, the one
Of
today.
the episode that you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Somebody shows up, and a lot of people, specifically Twitter people, got
Oh,
kind of triggered and upset.
oh God, when do they don't?
Yeah. So I'm going to have fun talking about that, but not today because I haven't seen it. Um, I'll be completely honest. I'm insulted by the first two episodes. Why did they insult you? Did you not like Cosmo the Space Dog? Because that was that was the shit. I love that.
I always love Cosmo.
Hey, Gio and Louise, Thursday morning here. Peace and love from Malaysia. Farhan, thank you for joining. PS Viewer, thank you for joining. Good night. Hey, Gio and Lou, have you guys seen the new Candyman? I know it's not comic related, but it's so good. Highly recommended. Watch the original before watching it. I'm not a huge Candyman fan, but I know you like horror movies. So have you seen it yet?
Candyman is one of those franchises that I actually have never seen until the missus and I sat down. I think it was last Saturday. We started watching the first Candyman movie,
Yeah.
and we were kind of bored by it, to be honest with you. Candyman really doesn't show up till almost an hour into the hour and a half movie, and the rest of it is more building up the mythos of who Candyman is and the social and political commentary that's involved in the movie. But I'm a huge slasher guy. I love my slashers actually being in a slasher film.
Yeah.
My favorite horror film of all time is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. We kind
Nice.
of just we were bored. We were bored, but we want to see the new one. I'm definitely up to see the new one.
Nice. Um, Here's a comment from Marvel Guy 1970s. I might be in the minority here, but I haven't really been a fan of any of the Marvel Disney Plus series. Probably Loki is the one I like the best. A lot of people share that statement. I'm okay so far. Loki, the finale for Loki, I absolutely loved.
Hmm.
The beginning of it, I was like, eh. Falcon and Winter Soldier was this, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I kind of did not like almost all of it. And WandaVision, I loved because I'm a big fan of Scarlet Witch.
Mm.
So I would say WandaVision is the only one I've really loved in its entirety. But I get why people don't like it.
Yeah. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a bit of a miss for me, more than hit, especially the ending.
And the Flag Smashers, God bless.
Oh yeah,
Terrible.
yeah, that was not good. Especially the ending. Usually political messages and social messages don't really bother me that much, but I felt like in this one I was getting beaten over the head with, like like I was Jason Todd and the show was the Joker with a crowbar.
With the
Like,
crowbar, I know what you mean. Yeah.
like, okay, I get it. Yes, got it. Good. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, wow, you're still hitting me over the head with it. Cool. Um, WandaVision is probably my favorite so far of the Marvel shows that they've done,
Mhm.
and Loki is probably my second favorite, but it's very close. Simply because Loki for me starts out really strong with an interesting premise, kind of dips in the middle, and then that ending is really worth it just to stick with it. Just how
That
good that ending is.
Yeah, that ending saves everything. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Man, that was amazing.
Plus you get
Um,
crocodile. You get crocodile Loki. How can you hate crocodile Loki?
yeah, I would have loved to see them do each episode in a different animated style. That would have been cool because it's only Why
Yeah.
am I doing this? It's only 9 episodes, so you could have gotten guest animators and have done different things. Yeah, that's a good point, Rick.
Well,
Especially now. Yeah, go ahead.
they're doing it with the Star Wars show.
Yeah, the Visions. There are 9 different anime studios. You could
Hmm.
have done something like that, but whatever. Maybe the budget wasn't as high as other properties.
Hmm.
Let's see over here. Maybe having the What If Volume 1 Omnibus coming out now wasn't such a good idea. Maybe people will read that and like it better than the TV series. I'll tell you what, the comic What Ifs have some really cool ideas, especially the more modern What Ifs from the 90s and onwards. Those got dark. I like that stuff. Oracle 684. Hey, Geo, did you pre order the Darkstalkers Morrigan Bishojo statue? You bet your bottom dollar I did, son. Of course. I ordered that through AmiAmi. Got that as soon as I woke up and saw that it was available. I'm like, click and done. I got that. It's coming out in March, so I'm not excited.
Mm.
Future Geo will be excited. Present one, not so much.
Hmm.
Waiting for Moon Knight on Disney Plus. I think that's going to be, hopefully, that's going to be solid. I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier, much more straightforward action, which is always a winner for me. The opening aerial fight I really liked in the I don't know what country it was, so I apologize, but Falcon was killing terrorists left and right, knocking people down in choppers and blowing shit up. I'm like, damn, all right. And then it just kind of dipped for me. What's your favorite superhero, Lou? I'm assuming Geo's is Aquaman.
Yeah, I have touched on this before. My favorite superhero is Daredevil. It always has been. I think he has one of the most consistent runs in terms of who's written the book. It's his catalog is a who's of amazing writers.
Yep. Oh yeah. I don't have like a top. I can't just choose one. If I go with DC, obviously it's Aquaman. If I go with Marvel, it's always going to be Spider-Man. Those are my two properties that I've loved ever since I was a kid. So I'm not going to choose one over the other.
Is Doc Shaner drawing Aquaman right now? Is that what's going on?
Just for the preview special issue that came out.
Oh,
I wanted to grab it online, like order a physical copy, and for some reason, I don't know if I was just too busy at work, but I couldn't find somebody that would sell it. I'm like, damn it, why is this so complicated? and I forgot. I really do wanted it just as a keepsake for my collection. I wanted I don't know if you saw the different variants for the decades. I wanted the 40s because it's Michael Cho, which resembles Darwin Cook-esque art and Doc Shaner, which I really enjoy. I don't know. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe I won't. Maybe scalpers will raise up the price and be like, buy the Aquaman issue for $50.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm good. Venom Spawn, of course, it's Venom and Spawn. I guessed by the name, of course. Excellent choices.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Definitely a 90s guy.
Oh, for sure. This, I wasn't going to talk about this, but it literally just popped up in my feed today. Talking a little bit about movies. I don't know if you read, but Paramount decided to delay a whole bunch of movies. Top Gun Maverick will now open.
No, don't say that. Not Top Gun.
But check this out. It's moving to Top Gun will now open against Lionsgate's John Wick 4 over next year's Memorial Day weekend. Meanwhile, Mission Impossible 7 will open opposite to Universal Pictures' Ticket to Paradise. So this means that both Tom Cruise movies are being pushed. Top Gun from November of this year to May 27th, 2022.
Oh my
and
God.
Mission Impossible from May 27, 2022 to September 30th, 2022. Also, Jackass Forever has been delayed from February of next year to October of 2021. Well, sorry. It was originally supposed to come out October 2021, but it got moved to February 2022. My bad. And Ghostbusters Afterlife will be taking over Top Gun's slot in the calendar. So Ghostbusters comes out in November of this year.
Yeah.
This is obviously all due to the pandemic and the Delta variant and all that stuff, which it was always in the back of my mind whenever they announce movies. I'm like, yeah, you don't have 100% guarantee that these movies will come out on the day that they're telling people.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised Shang-Chi is coming out this Friday. I'm the missus is out of town this weekend, and so is our kid. So I'm definitely going to shoot over to the movie theater, I think Friday night or Saturday morning, and catch Shang-Chi after I get out of work. It's all because of COVID, man. Everybody's afraid to drop their movies, and everybody's afraid because the movies and theaters have not been doing so hot. Then that's just how it is right now. Although Candyman did really well this weekend, surprisingly. So
yeah.
But it is what it is, man. I'm willing to bet big budget films like Dune and other stuff are going to get delayed into next year at some point in the next few months, because especially June, Dune is an astronomically high budget movie, and I can imagine them just going, "Well, hold on it, we'll just keep waiting."
Yeah. Um, James says, Grace Randolph. I have no idea who that is, James. On Twitter, posted that very strong chance that Venom 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home will move. I think Venom, I think it'll stick. Spider-Man, I could see them moving it around maybe a month or a couple weeks. I don't know.
Yeah,
Movies get delayed as often as books now. Yeah.
that's true.
It's a weird parallel world that we're living in now.
I can see Marvel testing the waters with Shang-Chi and seeing, okay, this either did really well in the box office or it didn't do really well in the box office. And because it's getting really good word of mouth, apparently it's fantastic, which it's a Marvel film. At this point, I'm like, is there a bias because it's a Marvel film? I personally think I could come on. I think that there is a little bit of a Marvel bias that a lot of these people go into the movie theaters with, and
Yeah.
they tend to forgive a lot of stuff that I don't forgive.
We're not saying the movie's going to be bad. It's just a
No.
reality.
No, I am. I always say this. I never go into a movie expecting it, wanting to watch a movie that's bad, unless it's something like Cats, where I was blasted out of my mind when I watched Cats. So I'm hoping to see a great film with Shang-Chi, but I do think that the Marvel films tend to get a pass with a lot of stuff that other films don't. I think they're going to test the waters with Shang-Chi, and if it does well, great. Then they're going to keep their schedule. If not, I could see them pushing back Eternals, which. We talked about it. I'm not. It might be one I pass, or we just
Did
wait.
you see the designs for the Deviants?
I have not. No.
Okay, I'm not a fan of those. I think that's the main thing that's bugging me about that movie. I don't like the villains. They look weird to me.
Yeah.
I agree. I am excited to see Shang-Chi, whatever you want to call it nowadays. I really am excited for that movie, genuinely, because it's something completely different from your standard Marvel comic book movie. Hopefully it does well. Yes, that's true, Ed-Man. Wasn't the first Ghostbuster Afterlife trailer in August 2019? It certainly has been a while. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It has been. But apparently word of mouth is that the wait's been worth it. It's actually a very great sequel.
Yeah. I tried to buy tickets for Shang-Chi here in North Carolina. An IMAX theater is full on Thursday night. Nice. That's awesome. I will wait for the Disney Plus release, which will be in October. I'm usually pretty good at avoiding spoilers, so I'm good. I don't mind. Essentially, it's a story about a superhero. He's going to fight bad guys and win. So you're technically not missing out. All the spoilers would be like, this character shows up or the post-credit scene. But the actual plot of the movie, we kind of know it already. So I'm good.
Yeah. Damn it, Gio. Shit. You're right. You're making me question if I should see this or not. On Friday.
No, if you feel you're safe and you want to go watch it, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, you can review it on YouTube, and that'll bring views for our channel.
Yeah, we'll see.
Joe Chip, this feels weird and empty without Gabe. Gabe is watching this episode. Maybe. But shout out to Gabe. He's awesome. Until Fantastic Four, not excited about any MCU movies next year or two. That I want to see day one in theaters. Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
So moving aside from the MCU and movies and all that stuff, but keeping in tone with Marvel, we got this to share. Marvel Comics reveals 8 new tentpole titles, Marvel Studio style. This is from Games Radar or Newsarama, whatever. It's the same company now. So they announced a bunch of titles that are coming out. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Can you see it?
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay. So they're doing a timeline here. As you can see, December 2021, we're getting a new Marvel event, but these are going to be within the titles. Like here, you see Devil's Reign. That's obviously Daredevil. I believe that's going to be within the Daredevil books. It's not going to be a company crossover. Maybe, hopefully, because nobody wants comic book event fatigue. And we're also getting Avengers Forever. The X Lives of Wolverine comes out, and for the life of me, I cannot understand what's written down below. I tried earlier. I'm like, am I getting old that I can't read this? I don't know what it says here. So I'm just calling it X Lives of Wolverine. That's coming out in January, along with a new She-Hulk series. And then in February, we're getting Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, a new series. And Fantastic Four has an event called Reckoning War. I think I have no idea what any of this is about, but Reckoning War, the little spikes here kind of remind me of the Inhumans. So it'd be kind of cool if they showed up because they've been MIA for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Devil's Reign, spinning out of the current Daredevil run by Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto. Longtime villain Kingpin is turning his grip on New York City as its mayor into a stranglehold by outlawing all superheroes and releasing everything he and the municipal government have on the heroes' secret identities and more. Brandishing a new version of the Thunderbolts, which he debuted back during King in Black, Kingpin will face off against Daredevil, Elektra, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and more. What do you think of this?
Okay, so you mentioned Kingpin. For some reason, the first image that popped into my head as you were reading that description is Kingpin inside the Daredevil outfit, which just immediately made me start kind of giggling inside because he's kind of such a big guy. Um, I am all hyped for this, dude. It's Chip Zdarsky's run so far has not been disappointing at all. It's been a fantastic run on the character. I think Zdarsky's been able to break away from being the funny guy, the crazy kind of kooky guy in the comic book industry. And
Yeah.
at first, when he was announced as being the guy that's writing Daredevil, I said, "This the fucking guy that was doing those weird covers with Matt Fraction and sex criminals." Okay, we'll see how this goes. And then I got 10 issues into his run and I said, holy shit, this guy can actually fucking really write. And he's a very good writer. I'm in. I'm in. I love the Thunderbolts. I've sung the praises of that little miniseries that came out during Donny Cates' King in Black run. I thought that was one of the best tie-ins. It was fucking hilarious and it was a lot of fun. So I'm all in for this, honestly.
Nice. Here we have Avengers Forever, classic 90s storyline. Avengers Forever gets brought back in name and spirit. Blah, blah, blah. December, as a multiversal Avengers lineup is recruited to bring order to timelines where hope is a four-letter word. The recruits include an alternate reality version of Tony Stark, where he's an archaeologist and invincible Ant-Man. This is Jason Aaron and Aaron Kruger. They introduced the multiversal Masters of Evil in the Avengers Free Comic Book Day special and all that crazy nonsense. I want to check it out. I like this archaeologist, invincible Ant-Man. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm. That's a pass for me. I don't know what's been with Jason Aaron. For me, this is just me personally.
Yeah.
He hasn't really struck gold with me in terms of his writing since the early Thor stuff, the God Butcher stuff, where it was fucking amazing. I tried getting into his Avengers run. I just couldn't do it. I really tried. I don't know what it was. And I don't think, for me, he's necessarily had a hit since that Thor run. I think it's time maybe the Avengers get some new blood. That should be the flagship title at Marvel along with Spider-Man. And same thing with Spider-Man. I think it's time for some new blood on some, they need to shake up the box a little bit. Just a bit.
I could agree with that. I read just a little bit of it and wasn't really a fan. But we'll see. Timeless, spinning out of the current Kang the Conqueror limited series, which I have not read. Timeless will follow the titular time tyrant as he defends Marvel's main universe, the 616, against a threatening new timeline that has emerged. Shades of Disney's blah 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 blah. Yeah, I wanna check this out. Sounds fun. Oh, X Lives and X Deaths of Wolverine. I still don't know what it says down here, but God bless. Wolverine. It's a new Wolverine event. The Ultimate Wolverine from the Ultimate Wolverine story. Sorry, from Benjamin Percy. Right, I was writing this. Yes.
Hmm.
I'm not up to date with the X-Men, so I do apologize. Are you up to date with all that stuff?
Not even fucking close. Not even. There's like 80 titles. They cross over into each other,
It's
and
so confusing. I love it.
I just, oh god.
Moving on to something a little less confusing, She-Hulk is getting a new series from Rainbow Rowell and uh, Roger Antonio. I hope I said that right. Probably butchered it. Picking up after the amped up version of She-Hulk in the Avengers ongoing series and the current World War She-Hulk storyline, which she's her kid, which she's her
Yep.
kidnapped. That's a typo, I think.
Yeah.
And put through the Black Widow Red Room Reprogramming Center. This new series will follow Jennifer Walters as she tries to put it all behind her and find a life outside of superheroing again as a lawyer.
Hmm.
But like a famous movie monster once said, whatever. I'll check this out. I like She-Hulk, and she's super underrated, in my opinion.
Did I miss something? Because I'm caught up with Immortal Hulk, and she's kind of stupid in Immortal Hulk.
I think is that because of the thing with Avengers where she's all jacked up, like super strong or something, or no?
Well, She-Hulk. We've had various incarnations of her, and sometimes she's really intelligent, and when she's Hulk, and sometimes she's really dumb. And on the last, I think, 2 or 3 issues of Immortal Hulk, she was, I like apples. Like she was really like not that bright.
No idea. I'm so behind. Immortal
Yeah.
Hulk. I read the first hardcover, and that's it.
Yeah.
I really want to continue reading that at some point. But yeah. And last but not least, right? No, we got two more. Okay. Fantastic Four Reckoning War. Dan Slott, Carlos Pacheco, and Rachel Scott. It's a cool team. Described as a reignition of the original Secret War of the Marvel Universe. And what else? Dan Slott has been hinting at a mysterious hitting or hinting. Make up your mind. At a mysterious event called the Reckoning War in his various titles, ranging from She-Hulk to the current Fantastic Four, and that's finally happening in this event. I want to check that out. That's going to be cool. And the last title here is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Ahead of the Disney Channel animated series, they're relaunching the original limited series. So that's going to be super cute. I'm a fan of both characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. What do you think overall? Interesting titles here, or pass for you?
There's quite a few interesting titles. I'm obviously gonna pick up The Devil's Reign. I love She-Hulk. I'm gonna pick that book up. I'm not even gonna go anywhere near the Wolverine book because I feel like I won't even understand half of what's going on. Dan Slott's Fantastic Four is a run that I've been meaning to go back and read the whole thing. I think
Yeah.
he's wrapping it up pretty soon, and I love this Spider-Man run. So it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, cool. Fantastic Four, Dan Slott. That actually makes sense. I just need to sit down and read it.
Yeah. I want to check out Timeless the most out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's Kang and new timeline gives me ultimate vibes. I don't know. We'll see. Aaron says they seem to be changing She-Hulk back to normal. Thank goodness. Don't need an explanation. Please just do it. Yeah, just go for it.
Didn't they killed She-Hulk in Civil War 2, right? Wasn't that? Or they killed Hulk in Civil War 2? I always forget.
I think it was her. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Sasmurf. Gio, the title underneath X Lives of Wolverine is a reversed X Deaths of Wolverine, and then under X Deaths of Wolverine is a reversed X Lives of Wolverine. I'm sorry, Sasmurf. I understood what you said, but that gave me a headache. Oh, it's okay. I can see it. Got it. I was reading it, and I thought it said like Shudder or Shudax or something like that. I'm like, what is it even trying to say? It never occurred to me that it was reversed, but I get it. That's cool. All right, enough Wolverine. The next item on our agenda here, kind of going a little bit all over the place. Actually, let's keep it with Marvel for another story. What do you think of Marvel's Midnight Suns?
Okay, have they shown gameplay of this?
Yes, they did today. I cannot play it because we would get a strike.
Right. Is it like XCOM?
I think so. And with card systems, and there's a central hub in the mansion that they're staying at, and you can chat with the Avengers and the uh, characters that you see here.
Okay.
And you can upgrade your characters and use different cards and battle mechanics. It's kind of interesting. It's like XCOM amped up.
Hey, I'll give it a shot. I loved XCOM. I love the XCOM games. If this is even close to something like that, I'm in. I am 100% in. Damn, we can't show the trailer even without audio, right?
All right, let's risk it. I'm gonna mute it. Shout out to these guys. Oh my gosh, did you listen to the Enter Sandman cover song from this trailer?
We don't need to talk about it.
It was weird.
It's terrible.
I thought this was like an Evanescence type of thing, and I like Evanescence, but damn. Anyways, here's some gameplay footage.
I like Evanescence as a sentence nobody has said since the mid 2000s, by the way.
I was there when that hype train began. I was there. I'm not saying they're the best. They have some good songs. They're not my favorite, but yeah. There's some gameplay. There you go.
I was there when it began and it derailed. What is this?
Magic, using magic cards, and the main character you can customize. It's a new character in the Marvel universe, so it's like you're that character.
Cool.
I want to check it out because of Ghost Rider, Blade, and Magic. I don't care. I don't understand why you have to put Iron Man and Captain America in this game, but whatever. They're Avengers. I get it. Wolverine, like I get it because Wolverine has been into the Uncanny X-Force and stuff like that, so I could see that transition into like this shot right here. We don't need Carol Danvers. We don't need Captain America. We don't need Iron Man. Why is Iron Man in this?
Product placement.
I don't get it. Yeah. That's like when Bendis put him in the Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't like that.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was a horrible run. I mean, it's not as bad as what's J.J. Abrams' kid's name when he wrote that Spider-Man story? I forgot his name.
Oh, I don't know his name, but I know what you mean. Yeah, the Spider-Man blood thing.
Yeah, it's not as bad as that, but good Lord, Ben, that Guardians of the Galaxy run was not good at all.
Who's the character in the middle? She is the one who defeated Lilith, and I don't know her name, but that's the character you play as, and you can modify or something. It's like they joined the Sinestro Corps. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I like that Wolverine's. When you're exhausted and you still got to take a photo, and they tell you to smile, but you're so worn out. That's what Wolverine looks like in this photo. I don't know. I just find it awkward. I mean, they're all getting like super magical enhanced outfits thanks to Doctor Strange, but it's just I don't like seeing Iron Man there. It's kind of like shoehorned in for the sake of like it's Iron Man, Avengers, go buy it.
Did you know in Infinity War I don't know if they shot it, but they came up. There was an idea of having Doctor Strange get Iron Man's armor in a scene in the movie.
Yep.
And he would use magic with his armor, which I think is pretty badass.
Yeah. They did the hot toy, right? I think you shared it on our chat.
I think they did. Yes, I think they did.
That would have been fun. Make that a what if story. Do that. Don't give me Captain Carter. Give me what if Strange was Iron Man or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll do it. I don't know. Venom Spawn went to a festival and saw Evanescence open for Korn. They sucked live. I believe it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Maybe Iron Man is why Ghost Rider has a metal head in that picture. Maybe. I do like that they're using Robbie Reyes and not the other Ghost Riders. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, I'm not even going to highlight it. I highlight this news item. I just wanted to read it because I put it in the freaking thumbnail. The horror mangaka, the amazing Kazuo Umez. You might know his work from Drifting Classroom, Cat Eyed Boy, Orochi, and other stuff like that. Is coming out of retirement basically, and he's going to launch a new manga, which will debut in January of next year, and that is amazing. He is a horror master. He also worked in the movie scene, making Japanese movies, and he's coming back. That is awesome. The dude is, I think he's in his 80s or something like that, and for him to come back, that is really cool. Have you read any of Kazuo's work?
I admittingly have not. No, I've. It is part of a long list of back catalog of stuff that I should probably read. What do you recommend?
Drifting Classroom. That is one of the essential horror comics that inspired Junji Ito to work on his craft and so
Oh,
many other mangaka.
cool.
It was collected in 3 chunky hardcovers from Viz Media, but you can read it digitally. So
Okay, I'll find it.
Kazuo is 84. God bless. Stay safe out there, man.
Yee.
Yeah, and he's still going. He will launch his first new work in 26 years. Umez stated that he has been working on this project for 4 years. He added, it is an incredible work, and once you get your first glance at it, you won't be able to escape. Nice. Also, Orochi is another famous manga, and that I haven't read Orochi, but that is getting a deluxe hardcover from Viz. I will be picking that up because it's one of those like manga classics that everybody talks about. I haven't read it, but I am excited for it.
Quick question, since we're kind of on the manga thing.
Yeah,
Do you consider Junji Ito to be the best horror manga and comic writer today?
I
Right
know
now.
there are some people working in the indie scene over in Japan with a lot of good stuff that's coming out. I haven't read that stuff. I got to be transparent with everybody.
Mhm.
But I would agree that Ito is probably the best one right now when it comes to horror manga. Uh,
Okay.
that said, I do know that not every single book of his is a masterpiece, but he's gotten to that point where freaking he does Crunchyroll videos doing the nene or however how you say that name of the dance move,
He is
and
such an adorable human being.
I love him. I follow him on Twitter, and God bless Google Translate, so I can read the stuff
Yeah.
that he's tweeting. But you can find his stuff in Hot Topic,
Yeah.
and random people would go there and buy Uzumaki and Junji Ito shirts. I'm like, wow! Talk
Mhm.
about transcending the medium. That is amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, it's I struggle to think of anybody, especially in the West right now, that is doing straight up horror, especially on the level of what Ito is doing.
And he's still going. He's still
Yeah.
publishing stuff out there in Japan. He recently did a digital web comic only thing on an app over in Japan,
Mhm.
and apparently it was good. I don't know if that will ever get collected because I think the whole shtick to it was that it's digital, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let me check real quick. The latest manga from Junji Ito is, and he has so many friggin' books out there that haven't been collected yet, short
Yeah.
stories that Viz is just cashing in big time. Every year they release 3 hardcovers of new material. Um, we just got Censor,
Are you?
and I don't think we have a new one solicited right now, but it's only a matter of time because we're still missing Rasputin the Patriot,
Mhm.
uh, a couple of the what's the name? I'm blanking. Museum of Terror stuff. I think there might be some short stories there that have not been collected. I'm not too sure, but yeah,
I can tell you right now, this is in the running for me for my favorite book of the year. I don't know if it's the book of the year for me, but when we wrap this year up and we do
yeah.
our omnis towards the end of the year, he will definitely be getting mentioned. I absolutely love this book. I thought it was great.
I haven't started reading it because I like to read stuff in uh, in the order that I get the books. If that
Hmm.
makes sense. And
Yeah.
I still need to read. Where are they? Oh my god, the Love Sickness story collection, and I still haven't read Remina. I'm so behind on Junji Ito. So after I'm done with those two, then I'll read Censor. I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
But it looks cool. I it's a gorgeous looking hardcover.
It is. It's very, very beautiful. Did you
Uh,
ever read his Frankenstein? How was that?
yes, one of the underrated works from Junji Ito of all time. I love his Frankenstein. It is true to the original story,
Hmm.
and it's even creepier knowing that it's his take on it. So it's a lot more grotesque, and the interactions between the Frankenstein's monster and potentially creating his bride is
Hmm.
really frightening, and I love that book so much. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, get Uzumaki or Tomi or whatever." Don't skip Frankenstein because I think that's one of his best works, personally. It's a big. Let me grab it.
It's a beefy, yeah, it's a pretty beefy manga.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's Frankenstein right there. And I like that the story collections are all colored. This one's purple, the new one's green, and stuff like that. And let's see if I can get a shot of the monster. You can sort of see him right there with ugly ass teeth. But there's some really creepy panels here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out.
I don't want to spoil everything. I mean, imagine you're walking in the woods and you see this guy, and he's supposed to be like 7 feet tall or something like that. That's crazy. And the book also has a couple of short stories in there.
Hmm.
I would think. I mean, yeah, all of this is Frankenstein, so it's a lengthy story.
Huh.
I do recommend it. Definitely worth checking out. What are you guys talking about in the chat? What is this corn song? The corn song at the end of Street Fighter 2, the anime movie, is badass. I don't remember that song. Now I got to check that out. I don't remember that. I love the
the
Street Fighter anime, but
the only Street Fighter movie I've seen was the Chung Li one.
oh, you haven't seen the anime movie, the Street Fighter
No, I've
2?
never seen him. I saw the
Ooh.
Legend of Chung Li.
Hmm. Please watch this because, yeah, it's amazing. Street Fighter, I'm annoyed because they haven't done more anime for it. I don't care about live action Street Fighter. I've never been interested in that. I want more anime series. They did a short anime series. They did the movie, and then for
Hmm.
the games, they did like short mini movies, anime style, which looked
Hmm.
amazing. Give me that. Give me a full length adaptation of the games and stuff. But the movie has some amazing animation.
Hmm. I I take it back. I saw the classic 1990s movie with Van Damme.
I was
The
gonna say, like, you have to have seen that
I saw
with
that
Raul Julia.
come on, he's Puerto Rican, man. I gotta support my brother. We know he was dying while filming that movie. That is crazy. That was his
And all
last
for his
movie.
kids.
Yeah, all for his kids.
Uh, have you both watched the Street Fighter 2 anime? Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. 29 episodes.
Hmm.
The movie has one of the best infamous scenes involving Chun-Li. That is super fan servicey, but God bless younger Geo loved that scene. It was amazing against Vega in a hotel room. I'll just say that much.
how
Uh,
does how does that work in the anime? Do characters actually die? Do because they got to bring them back eventually, right?
some of them die
Okay.
because the flesh they do the whole storyline.
Hmm.
But I think if they do a new show, they would not kill characters off
Okay.
because we have 5 games with a huge roster, and everybody wants to see their favorites back. But
Hmm.
I think there's some deaths in the older show. I need to rewatch that. Maybe if they make a Blu-ray transfer, yes, I would buy that. Speaking of updates, here's another story for you guys. I don't know if you saw this. I got an email about it. Comixology is updating finally their stupid app. Faster downloads, better searching, and full Amazon integration. They put out a statement. The biggest change will be a complete integration of Comixology into Amazon in terms of purchases and the platform. When
Hmm.
the app update rolls out, Steinberger says the .com homepage will be redirected to the Amazon.com section, so no more Comixology.com. While previously you could visit blah 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 blah. The other thing they talked about is reading comics. As far as the actual reading of comics, Steinberger says there will be some fun but unspecified new navigation features. The fall Comixology app update is also expected to result in faster, more reliable downloading for Android and iOS devices. And a
Hmm.
feature iOS users have had for some time, being able to read a comic while it's downloading, will be added to the Android app. Kindle and Prime users. For those who read comics using a Kindle device or the Kindle app, you will now be able to read the comics you buy regardless if you purchase them through Comixology or through Amazon itself. So yeah, I'm all up for it. If you make the app better and more integrated with their thing, I don't know.
Okay. So my understanding of all this, there's no more Comixology.com. If you go to it, it just redirects you to Amazon.
Yeah,
Wow. And you're just getting all your comics off of Amazon now, basically.
yeah. I think in the app itself, it will say. Let's see this picture right here.
Hmm.
I think it will say like Comixology or something. Yeah, it will. They will still have the branding of Comixology, but it's going to be more integrated, I guess, to Amazon.
Cool.
Uh, how do I? Oh, you can't see the picture. Oh, that's embarrassing. Give me a second here. Because sometimes when I click on these things, I have to do this. Now you can see it. Comixology Originals. So you'll still see the branding right here.
Yeah, I have to give credit where credit is due. I remember when Amazon first bought Comixology, everybody was all doom and gloom about it. But for the most part, for better or worse, they've left it untouched over the last few years.
Yeah. I do. I'm happy that they're fixing the speed and fluidity of the app because I was frustrated. I have a couple of books there that I read and that I
Mhm.
am reading, and it was always kind of clunky for me. So I'm all excited if it means it runs faster.
Hmm.
I hate that there's no digital comic marketplace that isn't feeding one of the largest corporations in the world. I know what you. It is what it is. At least we're getting the comic books. Also, the chat is debating about Street Fighter. Next time, I'll do a Street Fighter episode just because you guys are loving it. I remember Manga Entertainment used to have trailers for Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 on all their VHS. I never liked Street Fighter. I was terrible at the games, so the anime never interested me.
Hmm.
I am terrible at fighting games. I button mash, but I still enjoy them because fighting games are some of the most unique video games because of the character rosters. You have to be really creative when designing a fighting game because you're picking out characters to use and spend multiple quarters or whatever it may be back in the day with the arcades. So a lot of thought and effort goes into designing the characters, which is the main appeal. With Street Fighter, Chun-Li is my favorite female character in all of gaming, and I love that character. So yes, I'm a I'm a big fan of that franchise. And if you don't like the game, I still recommend the anime and the comic books because the comics don't necessarily have the best storyline because it's a fighting video game, but it's still fun and it has great artwork. Maybe one day I'll do an episode here talking about that stuff.
You know, it kind of always amazes me that we don't get good films for like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat because it kind of just, I mean, yes, the 90s Mortal Kombat movie is pretty good. I mean, it's got a special place in my heart. But it's kind of an easy concept. You know, you've got a bunch of fighters. It's a fighting movie. You just need to have a core group of characters. That's your main group of characters that you really focus on, and then they fight in a tournament. That's pretty much it.
Were you a Street Fighter kid or a Mortal Kombat kid?
Oh, MK. I was a Mortal Kombat kid.
Which was your favorite or your main in Mortal Kombat?
The original one, Scorpion. It was the Scorpion guy.
Everybody, it was always Scorpion or Sub-Zero with everybody. One of my favorite memories growing up was when the Nintendo 64 was about to drop. I wanted to, because I didn't want to imitate some my cousins because they were getting it the same date as I was, and they were getting the N64 with Mario 64. Yeah. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be different. I wanted the Mortal Kombat game with the Nintendo 64, and I knew the difference. You know, it's a video game. It's fake. It's not real life. I wasn't bothered by the violence and all that stuff. But the day that I go in to get the Nintendo console, the game was delayed. So the only option was for me to pre-order with Mario 64, and that's what ended up happening. And I never played the Mortal Kombat on Nintendo 64. Instead, I played it on the SNES and whatever other console. Mm-hmm. I was not great at it, and I liked Goro, and I liked Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I don't know. I never really had a favorite, but I do enjoy the older titles for the art style compared to the new ones. Mm-hmm. And for Street Fighter, Chun-Li all the way. What
was your first console? Do you remember what your first console was?
Nintendo Entertainment System. First NES, 1991 or 92. I still have it over here.
You went old school. That's really old school.
That was the original, and then instead of getting the Super Nintendo, got into Sega with the Genesis. So I skipped the Super Nintendo era, and then I went back to 64. So I never had the nostalgia of the SNES. I played it for my cousins and friends, but I never owned one. So yeah, I've always been that type of person that I just like everything. I'm not like a huge fanboy of one thing versus the other. Mm-hmm. So I never got into fights like, oh, Sega's better or Nintendo. I'm like, why not both? Both are good. I like both.
I had the Super Nintendo. That was my first one. It was a bundle where it came with Super Mario World. It was the console, the two remotes, and Super Mario World all bundled into it. I still remember getting it, man. Great times. That was my first one. And then I jumped on the PlayStation bandwagon for a few years. I never got the Nintendo 64. I always wanted one, but I couldn't scrape the cash. Ended up getting the PS2. Didn't get the GameCube. And then it was when I got the PS3, then I went to the Wii because the Wii was the shit. Everybody was talking about the Wii and how tough it was to find one and stuff like that. Yep. And that's when I kind of jumped back in. And
I from the 64, I jumped to PlayStation 2. And then I thought, man, I really want a PlayStation 1 because I got a 2 and I skipped one. So I went back and asked for as a gift for a PlayStation 1, and then I sort of quit. I did get the GameCube, but I quit and came back when the PS3 and Wii hype was around, and I've been stuck on the gaming stuff ever since.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking portables, I've had every Nintendo portable that's been put out.
Oh, I skipped a lot of them. I had the original Game Boy Pocket, and Color,
Hmm.
and then I jumped all the way to the DS. I never got the Game Boy Advance.
I got the Game Boy Color simply because I wanted to play Pokemon Crystal. And I think
Mm,
Pokemon Crystal was exclusive to the Game Boy Color, if I'm not mistaken, or it had special features or something like that. So I ended up picking up that for Pokemon Crystal. And since then, I have look. It's so funny looking back on it now, the history of Pokemon,
mhm.
because we were there from like the get when Pokemon Mania was crazy, and I've played every generation of Pokemon that's come out since the beginning.
Yes, nice. Sasmurf Atari 2600. Damn, son, that's awesome. I had to go to a friend's house to play that. I don't mean this in a bad way, but you guys are old. I love it. God bless. PC Master Race all day. I with this computer that I'm using, it's not the most powerful thing, but it can run retro games and it can run up to PS3 type games. So I do have a Steam account and I do have a couple games that I play, and it's fun. I
Mm.
just don't have the cash to add a graphics card and all that nonsense that kids like to spend money on these days. Um, Speaking of kind of derailing this bad boy, but I love it. Sasmerv and all the veterans in the chat here, what do you guys think about the Amiga 500 that's coming out? I'm really excited. I posted it on our chat. Nobody cared except Jess. Jess was like, "What the heck are you going to do with that?" I'm like, "I'm going to play some video games and maybe hack it." Let me share the article real quick from Polygon. So we're getting the Retro Mini Amiga 500. I never had this growing up. Homage to PC gaming, Warhorse of the 90s comes with 25 titles, and you can add more for 140 bucks. It's coming out early 2022 on the 35th anniversary of the PC's launch. You'll have, what are the games listed here? In addition to the 4 games mentioned above, the mini will also include Alien Breed 3D, All Terrain Racing, Battle Chess, Cadaver, Kickoff 2, Pinball Dreams, Speedball 2, Brutal Deluxe, and Zool Ninja of the Nth Dimension. With more titles to be announced later, the mini will have a total of 25 games on board at launch, a gallery, blah, blah, blah. And here's the actual retro mini console.
Wow.
I love this so much. I'm so excited. You get the friggin' mouse and the
Wow.
gamepad. I have this pre-ordered. It's on Amazon if you guys want to check it out. I don't have the link for it, but you can just Google Amiga Mini and find it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
There's some screenshots there. USB ports, HDMI, of course. It's so wild to me to see a retro, even though it's modern because they're simulating the original, to see like this retro mini thing and then have an HDMI port. That is so wild to me. There it is, and some of the games right there. Yeah, for somebody that loves the history of video games and wanting to relive all that stuff, I find it fun to get these mini consoles. I definitely will be checking this out, and I'm pretty damn sure people will hack it, and you'll be able to add 100 million things to it, and I am all up for that.
Are you a retro collector for games?
I wish. I don't have the money because I'm divided between manga, anime, graphic novels, video games, Blu-rays, the occasional statue or figure. I'm like, I can't dedicate myself to retro games. I would have to drop everything and just concentrate on one hobby. And I have considered, because I'm no longer getting as many graphic novels. I cut down to just indies that look cool, and my manga section is kind of filled out. So I think after this year, I'm probably going to put a stop on getting books altogether, because I can't fit anything unless I start selling books, which I don't want to because I have a hard time letting things go. I don't know, but the idea of retro gaming and collecting all that stuff, I would totally be into that. I'd love it.
Yeah. Tyler Blunt is really into the retro scene. I think he's got a few things that he's picked
Really?
up over. Yeah, well, he was a few years ago when he came to Orlando when I was living there.
Mm,
He wanted to check
okay.
out a few retro shops. He was kind of into it for a while. I don't know if he's into it now, but man, that those retro collectors are some of those prices for those old games are insane.
I just got. I discovered recently that my GameCube still works, and I haven't used it in decades. So I plugged it in, and I bought a little mini converter thing so I could plug my uh, plug it to my smart TV and all that stuff, HDMI and whatever, and
Mhm.
it works just fine. So I got the Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee game, Beautiful Joe, and I'm looking at a few other games, just random, easy to get GameCube games, because some of those are ridiculously expensive. I've talked about it on this platform, like the Fire Emblem. I don't know if you remember I think it was Path to Fire or something like that. The GameCube Fire Emblem game is going for 300 to 400 bucks
Oh my god.
on eBay. It's insane. I don't get it. I really want the bubble to pop and for people to stop getting these games so that I can finally swoop in and grab stuff because I want to own a couple games uh, that I love from back in the day, but they're really
Yeah.
expensive. I still haven't finished my Metroid collection. I want to own every single piece of Metroid, video game wise, and freaking Super Metroid. If you want a complete edition, minimum would be $100, and I don't
Mhm.
feel like spending $100 on an SNES game that I'm not gonna plug in. I just want it. I just want to own it for display purposes.
That sounds like me with sneakers right now. Is that I'm just waiting for that bubble to burst in a few
Oh yeah,
years because there's so many like really cool looking old school Jordans that they've been re-releasing, but bots snatch them up the second that they're there. So I don't even really play that game. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna get it.
yeah,
So I'm looking forward to eventually, if and when that bubble will burst, to be able to pick some stuff up.
yeah. Here's a little trailer. Hopefully, we don't get claimed. Um,
Wow,
yeah, I'm excited for this.
it's cool.
Um, there are some of the video games that you can play. It's a little pricey. It's 140, but then again, um, not too expensive. Yeah, so you can play all that stuff. I love it. I love that era of PC gaming. I'm all up for it. Yes, please. That comes out in March, I think.
How much?
140.
Not bad. Not bad
It's
at
not
all.
bad. What I do want though, give me a mini Dreamcast, please.
Ooh,
I love the Dreamcast and I've always wanted to own it. It's just the games that I'm interested for it are super expensive, so there's no point in me getting the console if I'm not going to get the games. I've
hmm
always wanted to own a freaking Dreamcast. I've played it in friends' houses back in the day, but I've never owned
hmm
one. And I'm super jealous of the people that do own it.
Yeah, I've always wanted one just so I could play Sonic Adventure. I've never played Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Adventure 2. My friend
Ooh.
who always had it. My friend always had it, and I always wanted to play it at his house, but I never got a chance to
Mm.
get my hands on it.
I played Sonic Adventure on GameCube from a friend. He had a copy and we would play together, or he would lend me his copy. I never owned one, but I recently got those games on Steam and they run really well. But
Hmm.
I kind of want to get the GameCube versions just to own them physically because I do remember early odds. That was my jam. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Those are some of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, I wish that they could. I wish the Sonic and Sega team could just put out a decent game. I mean, it's been a few years. What was the last one that they put out that was really good? It was very retro.
Sonic Mania.
Yes, Sonic Mania was
Hmm.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's
That
really
was
good.
great.
I want. They're putting out a collection next year for the anniversary. It's Sonic 1, 2, and 3. Sonic 3 is being collected for the first time,
Wow.
in modern consoles because there was a legal issue with the game and the music because of the whole Michael Jackson stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic CD for the 5 games for the Switch in one new collection. So I really want that, and hopefully they do the gems. I don't know if you remember that there was a gems collection that had the um, Tails Adventure, Sonic Racing, Sonic Fighters, and I think Sonic CD as well, something like that. There's a lot of Sonic games, lots of duds out there too. Ooh, Jay, I am jealous. My copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is worth $200. Dude, hold on to that. Even if because there's a movement right now on the internet, free MVC2, because you can't get it anymore. The only way to get it is paying $200 for a copy. PlayStation 2, Dreamcast. There's a movement out there for it to get ported over to newer systems because I believe they left the digital stores back in 2003. And that is why we always say collected editions and physical media will always be superior because this stuff can happen. And illegally, that's your business, but legally, you can't get these games anymore. And it's a shame because it's such a beloved staple of the fighting game community. And it is probably one of the top 5 fighting games of all time, if not the best for some people. So I'm hopeful that they will port that over to modern consoles.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
I love that it's just that looped 100 billion times. The song doesn't say anything else. I'm like, what ride am I going on? I don't get it, but
man, and the thing, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was such a disappointment. I did not like that third game at all.
No, that was bad. I own a copy and I don't like it. I like 1 and 2 the best. I missed a comment that I wanted to highlight because I did it on purpose to see if somebody would catch it. Dang it. There we go. Venom Spawn. I just noticed the background of the screen looks like the carpet at the movie theaters when I was a kid. That is on purpose because I love arcade patterns for wallpaper and carpets.
Cool.
Let's see. Do I have anything else? Oh, yeah. Not really a news article, but we got an announcement that a solicit for Absolute Multiversity from Grant Morrison.
Wow.
I'm really excited. I think I'm going to pick it up because that is one of my favorite comics from DC. I love Multiversity so much.
Fun.
And it's a great comic and a great coffee table book at the same time, especially with the guidebook, with all the 52 Earths and all the explanations. I love that.
DC, can we please get an ongoing Shazam series with Grant Morrison? Please, because that multiversity single issue with Shazam is so good. It's so much fun.
What was it called? Thunderworld Adventures. That's
yes. I love that one. I love the one where he skewers Watchmen.
Oh, I saw it here. Pax Americana.
Yeah, which is basically just Grant Morrison's version of Watchmen and his critique of Watchmen. I thought it was brilliant in a single issue.
And it had Peacemaker in it.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
So, because he used all the characters from what was the imprint before they got bought from DC? Charleston, was that the name?
Charleston?
Yeah, they had Blue Beetle and Peacemaker and all that stuff.
It was Charlton Comics, I believe.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, all Absolute Multiversity. Sign me up for that. I want that. It should include looking at an article here from a website that I'm not going to share because I don't like them. Um, you probably know the one I'm talking about. It comes out the 19th of July, 2022. It will feature all the 9 issues, oversized artwork from a bunch of people, and I think it's going to have the director's cut of Pax Americana, which a lot of people are excited about. Yeah, I'd love the whole guidebook and the different Earths. Earth 11 is my favorite because those are the gender swapped heroes. So we had Aqua Woman, which she looks insanely badass. I love that character, and Superwoman and Batwoman and all that stuff. Yeah, or Wonder Woman, Wonder Man, and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Yep. So that's about it, guys. That's all I got. We've been going for an hour talking nonstop about so many tangents. I love it. We need an absolute top 10, bro. Top 10, bro. Playing any board games? Do you play any board games?
Not a board game guy.
I used to play deck building games a couple years ago, but I don't anymore because I don't have any friends nearby to play with. So they're just stuck in my closet there.
You know who's big into that is Joe Guzman. He does a lot of that board game stuff.
Yeah,
We should see maybe we could have him one of these Wednesdays.
FOMO'd Omar into getting the Marvel United thing. You remember the Kickstarter that he was all amped up about?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that was insane. That was like 300, $400 or something like that for every single thing and all the figures, and you have to paint them too. I'm like, no, I'm not that. I'm lazy. I'm not gonna paint figures.
It's a time commitment, man. I used to play Warhammer, and let me tell you, if you want to talk about a money pit, and a time commitment, it's Warhammer. We should consider maybe having Joe Goose on one day to talk board games and stuff on a Wednesday show. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that'd be fun. Thank you, Sazmurph. I dig this format of a show, like a weekly comic news recap. Yeah, give you a little bit of comics, a little bit of video games, a little bit of movies, all that fun stuff. But you know what? Absolute Multiversity and all the Marvel events, you can pick them up at InStockTrades.com. Your home for collected editions, whether it's manga, comics, they do have single issues, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, absolutes, omnibus. If it's a collected edition, you got to go to InStockTrades.com. 50%, up to 50% off in discounts. They have weekly deals as well. And if you order $50 or more in said order, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com. Yeah. Let me take this graphic off. There we go.
Did you ever get into Magic the Gathering? Because I was a huge Magic guy a few years ago.
No, it was a little bit too complicated for my brain. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I played, you remember the Versus game from Upper Deck? Which was Marvel versus DC?
Yeah, I think so.
I have to, it's somewhere in my closet. I have to show everybody in the chat, everybody watching. I have a giant suitcase that a friend, for some reason that I cannot remember why, he lent me that suitcase. I'm like, I'm not gonna play it, but thank you. And we just went our separate ways because that happens. And I guess they're mine now. I don't know. I haven't talked with them in years, so I guess they're mine now. I've been with them for at least 6 or 7 years now, so they're mine. And they have amazing artwork. Like Alex Ross worked on the art, and a bunch of classic comic book artists. And it's just a really fun game. It was very complex to play, but I dug that you could finally have a Marvel versus DC battle thing that wasn't a comic book or a video game.
Yeah, I got into Yu-Gi-Oh too as a kid. I was into it when it first came out, and now I got curious about it probably a few months ago, and I was like, I wonder how complex. Oh, good God, this game is amazingly complex right now.
So, Yu-Gi-Oh! I was gonna say Sonic. Yu-Gi-Oh! A friend of mine in high school. He wanted me to play it. I didn't have the money or something to buy the starter decks or something because we're in school. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
So he had the extra cash and he bought me as a gift one of the starter decks so that we could play. And I really liked it, but I didn't go super deep with it because I wasn't a fan of constantly buying the booster packs. It's just a rabbit hole of burning cash. Like, no, I'm good. No. I remember my Pokemon trading card game days, and yeah, a lot of money was spent on those cards.
Oh, gee. Oh, good God. Yeah. Oh, my God.
I can't
Yeah.
believe the Pokemon trading card game is relevant in 2021 with big YouTubers and Twitch streamers opening packs. I never would have imagined.
It's
Yes.
it's insane.
MTG, is that Magic the Gathering back in fall 1993. I played physically until fall 1997. Then I played the PS3 and maybe PS4 online versions. Cool. I had no idea they had games for Magic, like video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, that they have. I'm pretty sure there's even a tablet game right now and stuff. Again, I haven't played Magic in years, but I'm pretty sure there's a tablet game. There's online collecting and stuff like that that you can do. But I was heavily into Magic at first. Before, no, it was Pokemon. Then I got really heavy into Magic, and then I got really
Yeah.
heavy into Yu-Gi-Oh. And it was probably about 6, 7 years ago. I tried getting back into Magic for a little bit, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with it, but then I started realizing, oh shit, this is a huge money pit that I'm just burning money with. So
Right.
not a good idea.
I am. There you go. If we're going to talk about board games, can we talk about how much fun the movie Clue is? Sure. Clue is a fun movie.
Never seen it.
I like it, but it's not my favorite or anything. It was fun. But yeah, maybe we'll do a board game episode one day. Comic book oriented, of course.
Yeah.
But that's about it, guys. I got to go. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. Hopefully, many more episodes to come. I love doing this and chatting about everyday things with everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with a comic book theme. Hopefully, Jess will be hosting. He should. So look forward to that. And then we'll be back Monday for hauls, previews, and reads, and all that fun stuff. So thank you, everybody. Comics Guide, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Twitter, where you can see my ramblings about sneakers, wrestling, and all that other stuff that's going on right now. And you can also find me at Comics Guide 101 on YouTube, where you can look up videos that I have been working on. I just put up a video of Superman Smashes the Klan for my review of that. Absolutely wonderful series. Love that series. Yeah, I already have like 4 downvotes on that. Guess who's the racist in that comment section?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I want to check that out. All right.
That was easy.
Let's go, baby.
So Superman Smashes the Klan, wonderful book. We'll be on the lookout. I just picked up the Ed Gein book from Eric Powell.
Oh, you got it?
I have it. Yeah, I have it. And I plan to review it within the next few days. So
nice. Cool. As for myself, you can find me on my channel. That's A Week in Geekdom. I usually talk about anime, manga, comics. I do live streams on the weekends, playing video games and chatting up with all the wonderful peeps. So follow me there. A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you tomorrow on the next installment of Omnibros Live. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.